This is hilarious to me. So, someone accused me of being a grifter. Well, okay, that's not 100% accurate. They implied it very, very heavily. And what I mean by that is, they said something like, there's a lot of grifters out there, but throughout the comment, they just used a crap ton of air quotes around stuff like treatment, alternative, showing. So even though they didn't literally come out and, call me a grifter, I mean, come on, that's what they were saying. So initially, when this happened, it was just in the comments. It's been a couple of days. It got to the point today where it's like, all right, this person obviously has some things they're working through. I don't take it personally. I was always polite in the comments. I did my best to answer their questions, but it just got to the point where, all right, this person, there's no point in interacting with them anymore. And I wasn't sure if I should record a video simply because I'm like, I don't want to give the impression that I'm trying to get attention from this. And I also don't want to feel like I'm trying to call them out. That is not my intention. This person has their own perspective, their own beliefs. I always try to be respectful. I mean, I don't really have a choice. I'm Canadian. It's kind of like we're kind of obligated to be polite. It's part of our culture, who we are. But just generally as a person, I try to respect others and their opinions. So my goal, just to be clear, my goal is not to call out this person. My goal is not to cause any trouble or anything. I just want to share this because I realize the whole point of making these videos is to share this story, to share this journey, what I'm going through. And this is part of what I'm going through. As my channel is starting to grow, as I'm getting more subscribers, more people who comment, it's only normal that some of them will not necessarily be supportive. And that is totally fine. And just to kind of be clear, the reason why this person kind of implied very, very heavily that I'm a grifter is because of the GoFundMe. And she's like, hey, you need to demonstrate what you're using the donations for. I mean, I don't think I do. I haven't demonstrated anything else. By that logic, well, you shouldn't believe that I have cancer because I never opened up my chest and showed you the tumors in my lungs. I never sliced my skull open and showed you the tumors in there. I haven't sliced my leg open and show you the tumors there. So it's like, how can I prove, how can I prove any of this? I can't. And I don't need to. It's not who I am. I'm a storyteller. I'm sharing this journey. If it can bring value to others, I'm super happy for that. But at the end of the day, I'm recording this so I can go back in the future when it's time to write the book and be able to remember everything that happened, because I know it's going to be a long and very complex journey, and I know that I'm not going to remember everything. So that's kind of the summary of what happened lately, and I still find it hilarious. So I did my best to kind of answer the questions in the comments, and my goal is not to prove anything to anyone, but it did make me realize, you know what? I never really took the time to share because I keep track of everything. I have an Excel sheet, it's open on my computer here, and I keep track of every single cancer-related expense and every single, not just donation, because there's also other parts who contributed to that, but basically every expense and every dollar coming in related to that. So that includes both the donations as well as other sources, such as the investments that I had in the beginning of this that I sold because I knew I would need the money. I had silver coins set aside also as an investment. I sold that. So I count all that as part of the revenue. And then I count whatever expense is related to cancer as an expense. And let me just kind of look at my computer quickly and go through, kind of give you an idea. So anytime transportation, anytime I have to take the subway, back when I was at my sister's, whenever I'd take the car to go to the treatment, then there would be gas, there would be the parking at the hospital. Let's see what else. Any kind of pills. So whenever I had to take pain pills for the tumors in my head, that I would add it to that. Alternative treatments such as soursop. And when I hired my nutrition coach to come up with a plan and, adjust my diet and everything, the part of the food as well, because I had to do everything organic and that costs more money. Let's just see. Let me go through there. Obviously paying the coach. Let's see. I started doing acupuncture recently. Most of that is covered by insurance, like 90%. So I only need to pay 10%. Like it's literally $9 per session. But that's still part of the expenses because it's related to cancer, because it's not going to help cure the cancer itself, but because of the medications I'm taking for the cancer, that adds like a lot of toxins and stuff like that to the body, which isn't good. And acupuncture helps kind of like release that and flush that out. So let's see what else. Like I count like everything literally. So it's like pretty much the only thing I don't count is the food. So like whenever I go to the hospital for treatment or whatever, and I end up having to have lunch there or stuff like that, like I don't count that because no matter where I would be, I would still have to eat. So I don't usually count that. But everything else, I keep track of it. And it's like, hey, if you're donating, I'm not saying necessarily 100% this is go to this specific treatment. All I'm saying is thank you for donating. I appreciate it. I'm going to use this money for any cancer related expense. That's the whole point of it. And the most ironic thing is, so far on the GoFundMe, maybe like 90 to 95% of the donations have been from friends and family. So this person, of course, they don't know this information because they didn't take the time to ask, but they're making a big deal. They're accusing me of being a grifter for about 5 to 10% of people who went out of their way, who were kind enough to donate. So anyway, I just find it hilarious. So since we're talking about money, let's talk about it. So I kept track of everything so far in the expense column. It's a total of $6,864.27, and in the income section is $15,333.16. So right now, technically, I'm $8,568.89 in the green. But you have to remember, first of all, the expenses keep accumulating every single week. And let's be honest, not that many people donate. Not enough for it to be like, I'm making so much more money than it's costing me. It's like, no, for now, I'm in the green. But every single day, every single week, it's dipping slowly in the other direction. And also, you have to remember, only around 8,000 of that, income is from donations from the GoFundMe. Everything else was from my own things that I sold, the investments, the silver coins, things like that. So that kind of gives you an idea. And just to be clear, my goal in sharing this is not to prove like, hey, I'm not a grifter. This is how much I spend, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I'm just openly sharing the story, openly sharing what's going on. And, it's up to you. You can believe or not believe whatever it is. To me, it's like, at the end of the day, whatever's best for you. I always avoid judging. I still find it hilarious. Because, I don't know. Let me ask you. So far, I've shared, I don't actually know how many videos, but probably around 100 and cancer-related stuff. So I feel like I've always been very open, very honest, very, brutally honest, to be honest. And I felt like that's always what came across. But maybe I'm wrong. So let me ask you, how do you interpret what I'm sharing? Do you believe me? Do you not believe me? I don't know, because that's the thing. It's like, I know what I'm sharing from my perspective. I know how I feel, and I think I know how it comes across, but I don't actually know. So from your perspective, someone watching this video, how do you feel? How do you interpret this? I'm just kind of curious to see, and please just put this caveat out there. Don't attack this person who left the comments. I have nothing against this person. I respect them. They're entitled to their opinion. Everything is great. I'm just curious, for the rest of you, how do you see this? How do you interpret this? So, yeah. Oh man, this was fun. In the beginning, I really wasn't sure if I should record this video, but the more that I thought about it, the more I'm like, yeah, first of all, this is part of the journey. I kind of need to share it. And second of all, this is going to be fun just because it's so funny to me. I don't know. It just, man, this is funny. So yeah, just let me know what you think. And while we're on that note, I just want to mention, if ever you have any questions or comments or anything, please leave them in the comments and I'll either respond to them, or if I feel like it's something that could make a video that would be important for other people to see, I'm going to go ahead and make a video. So please don't hesitate to reach out, to comment, to ask questions, anything like that. The whole point of this is to share the journey, share everything, share the experience. So for everyone who's been there, so many people have been so supportive. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you so much. And to this person, it's okay. I respect your opinion. Nothing personal.